when you're a fundraiser, you have to learn how to handle rejection. It's built into what we do. I can tell you about the first solicitation I ever made. I was working for the Associated Jewish Community Federation of Baltimore, and my boss gave me a pledge card. It had all the donor information that I needed to use to call this donor, and I made the phone call. And in their campaign, it was like a men's campaign and a women's campaign, which means that the husband was going to be solicited by me, and the wife was going to be solicited by someone in the women's division. When I called this house to reach the husband, I got the wife. And she said, "Oh, Jonah, you don't want to talk to my husband. He's very mad at the Federation." I said, "Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. I really appreciate you telling me." I hung up the phone. I took the pledge card. I wrote a big fat 0 on it. And I went back to my boss and I said, "Hey, here you go. My first solicitation, big fat 0. He took it from my hand. He looked at it, looked at me, and handed it right back to me. And he said, "Go call him and ask for a meeting. Find out why he's upset." So the first solicitation I ever made, I assumed was, it's about the money, right? Get a gift or don't get a gift. What I learned in my first solicitation ever from my boss was that no, my job is to develop partnerships with my donors. If they're mad, it's my job to find out why that is. And my hope is to try to fix it. In fact, usually if someone is mad about something, they care, right? It's a bigger issue if they're indifferent. Right? If we're in a relationship, if the husband and wife are indifferent from each other, right? There's no feelings at all. That's more toxic and more problematic to a long-term relationship than somebody who's mad at their spouse, right? Being mad means I had expectations and you failed those expectations. I'm upset and I want you to rise to the occasion. So if there's a donor who's upset at the organization, it's my job. It's my job to find out why they're upset and to hopefully try to rectify it. That was a wonderful first lesson I got from my boss teaching me that it's not just about getting the gift, it's about developing a partnership.